We didn't need to record any of this, so I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah, like last time.
That was useless.
Remember the last time I was here, you didn't record any sound for like a half hour?
Oh, yeah.
That was my problem.
That was hilarious.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Funhaus. This week is brought to you by Hims. You can try them out for $5 when you use our special code. More of that halfway through the show. I want to introduce all of our guests here today. First up, we got Bruce Green.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello. Thank you very much, Jason. I
We
appreciate
got John Smith as always.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, it's me.
And special guest, Jason Zumwalt.
Hey. Way to go.
Hi.
Way to go, Jason. Way to go. Way to go.
Today we're talking about all sorts of things, but mostly, why is Netflix garbage?
What? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I watch Netflix almost every day.
Literally every day.
It's always been garbage.
Dude, that's
Hot
not
take.
true. No way.
Wow.
No way. You watch Netflix all the time, John.
Well, the hot ticket here, and I want to hear John's retort, or I guess put some fuel on the fire. This all started, you may have heard a little bit about it. They talked about it in Dude Soup, I believe, about Netflix start running some ads, even though they don't say they're ads.
They're ads for their content, right?
Correct. So
It's
ads
not
for-
ads for like toothpaste and shit.
No, ads for Netflix content while you're watching Netflix.
which is still an ad. So
It is.
What if Netflix starts making toothpaste?
Then that's still an ad.
I mean, if you
Think about it.
I am. I'm
we,
thinking about it.
We deal with this stuff, and we do it on a small scale. It's called internal billing. You basically move money from the left pocket to the right pocket
Right.
and say, it costs money. It didn't. Just because Disney owns ABC doesn't, I mean, they're just paying themselves. So whatever. That's how these sorts of things work. They are using their own ad space. So for those who don't know or probably aren't from this country, Netflix is in most civilized locations at this point, I believe.
Civilized. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Either way. What they do if you go into like binge mode, basically, when you watch stuff, they'll do this coming up next. YouTube does this. Hulu does
Yeah.
it. Everyone does this. They are now experimenting with showing basically an ad for a different piece of content that you might be interested based on your viewing habits.
When are they going to show it, though?
Yeah, not in the middle.
No. It's going to be after a show. So basically between episodes.
So it's I'm guessing it's going to be during the countdown. So it won't actually lengthen your viewing experience. It will just, while that number's counting down saying next episode plays in, that's when it's going to roll it.
That's not nearly as bad.
This is the quote. Now Netflix users might start to see ads for other shows during those countdown seconds, as the streaming giant has said it is testing out recommendations. That's from
So basically, so now it's going to be an ad that completely takes you out of the context of the credits of the hardworking people that put together that show.
Yes.
It's already relegated to a tiny little box in the corner. It's
That's
like,
true.
Who gives a shit about these hundreds of people?
I mean, once I know which actor played who, why would I read any more?
You're right.
Jason.
Actors just come up with everything, you know?
Also, that's always
all
worse
improv.
when they have a post or a during credits bit, or like footage that plays, or like a
that's true.
sketch
Oh,
that plays.
yeah, exactly.
It'll go all tiny, and you have to pick up your controller and go back. Like shows like Community, every episode has that. So every 20 minutes, you're picking up your controller and making it full screen again.
Fighting the algorithm,
Yeah.
basically. That's what I call it.
Apparently, Netflix clarified that viewers will be able to skip such ads.
Oh.
For other shows, it is important to note, there's a quote from them, that a member is able to skip a video preview at any time if they are not interested.
Oh, that's
They said in the
good.
statement. Yeah, this is from a story from CNBC by Lucy Hanley, who wrote this wonderful story, this little write-up, basically all the facts that we need. But people still aren't very happy about this because
If I was Lucy, I wouldn't be happy about that screen pic that they have of her face right there. Can we
that
scroll
Lucy?
down? Is that Lucy?
Is that?
Oh, I don't know.
That's Mrs. Netflix.
Oh, of the Netflix family
Yeah,
out of Connecticut.
Her late husband discovered Netflix when he was digging out in the oil fields, and episodes of Community and The Office just started spewing up.
I suck up your content. I suck it up. I suck it up.
I think people are worried because it's a slippery slope. Is that what we're saying? Like, basically, like you're worried that like, oh, if they're a show ad for Netflix content, they might show it in the middle of a show now. They might start showing toothpaste ads. Like, I don't know. Is that what people are worried about Netflix?
I am, because I think I think Netflix prided itself on not being television.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think as we've seen in other circumstances, ultimately everyone wants to just become the thing they don't want to be, whether they know it or not.
Ooh,
It's
the
strange.
Darth Vader analogy.
Yeah, I know.
Not that close. It's a strange thing. Like podcasts are becoming more like shows like this. You know, you sell sponsorships. You start to censor
What?
yourself. YouTube. Like we can't do certain things because YouTube is trying to become television.
Are you telling me I'm on television?
I'll be back.
It's fine. Bruce will be back.
Bye, Bruce.
It's all right.
Bruce is doing big business right now. That's what he's
He
doing.
had to go sign a contract for millions of dollars.
I'll give
clearly.
you a peek behind the curtain, Jason. No one here at this company is talent.
Oh.
No one has the one job of coming in here and just talking about Netflix for half an hour. Bruce had to go take a business call because he's a businessman.
Well, that's a talent, isn't it?
To go take a call?
To be Bruce, just to be Bruce.
I agree, actually.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy. I
But that's
did
the
not
thing.
know that.
So that's one of the things I want to point out. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud we're not like TV because I don't know, Jason. You have acted. You know actors. Typically, their job is not to go pick up the camera that they're going to be using on set that day. Their job is to show up and act. Right?
There's straight up rules against that.
Really?
I'm also a writer, and like if I wanted to even help move an Apple box, which is one of those things Tom Cruise stands on, when he's standing next to a tall girl, I would get fined for that. Like the union people could yell at me for that. We're supposed to be all relegated into our little creative or non-creative boxes in the industry. Yes.
Dude, actually, that's 6 lashings per Apple box,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah.
Right. And
Hollywood's
if it's
a weird
double
place.
Apple box, whatever double of 6 is, yes.
Well, I bring up this the comparison just because I see these things with Netflix, and I used to work in television, and early on, that was like one of my first jobs, and I did the thing. I had the Bart Simpson moment where I thought, man, working on the Krusty the Clown show has got to be the greatest thing in the world. Then I worked on it and said, I wish I was dead because it's a.
You worked on Krusty the Clown?
Worse, I worked for G4. I wish I worked for Krusty, but. Either way, it was one of those things, and I often tell people that if you have aspirations of working at a place that you think you want to work, typically you probably don't want to work there. Maybe that's not true. I say that to fans, so they'll stop bothering me. But that was my thing. I remember watching G4 and thinking, this is the greatest place in the world. I can't wait to work there. There's a lot of sad, angry people.
Yeah.
And you see the behind-the-scenes stuff. You get the final product, and everyone gets to watch it, and that's all they see. Similar here, but I remember once I went into working online, my situation was I want to make sure it's never like that. That it's never like TV. It's okay that the actor moves an Apple box. It's okay that the writer does some pickup edits. I think that's okay. I like that. And the more I see things like Netflix, where they're so proud of not to be television, doing things that are more like television, it's just this evil turn that we're going back to what we used to do that we hate.
Yeah. Monetizing and all of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was really like a watershed moment for me about working here when Adam came to me, and he said not only was I allowed, but he encouraged me to masturbate in the bathroom every day. So
in that one stall with the GoPro.
There's a trick to that. You just tell people, my doctor says I have a urethra infection, and that every 2 to 3 hours I have to ejaculate to keep it open.
that's what my doctor said.
That's what my
Mine
doctor
too.
said too.
That's my doctor,
weird.
yeah.
You go to Dr. Ganja? Apparently, you can. That's not the case here anymore in California because marijuana is illegal. But at some point, doctors were Skyping in.
That I had that.
I think you told me that story,
Yeah.
right?
That was my experience. The first time I went, the guy was there in a T-shirt and jeans. And then the year later, when I went back to renew, I walked in, and it was the exact same room, the same guy in the same T-shirt and jeans, except he was on a little laptop. And I was sitting there in this little interrogation room talking to a laptop, getting my weed renewal.
Wait, was it like a laptop on like a stool that had like the T-shirt and jeans wrapped over the stool? Maybe they won't notice.
I guess also for those who don't know how marijuana laws work in California.
It's free, man. It's legal, bro.
Well, for the longest time, it was legalized, but medically, so you had to go to a doctor and lie and say, yeah, my back hurts, and they wouldn't even look at you. It signed a piece of paper, except I legitimately went in and said, I'm having a lot of sleep problems. My doctor said I should come in and talk about trying out medical marijuana because I heard like an indica. Well, he said it will make you just pass out. And the guy was like, whatever, drink milk. And I went, what? And he still signed it and gave it to me. Sorry, Bruce.
What I missed?
We're talking about weed in California.
What? Not Netflix?
Well,
We're lost without you, Bruce.
Can't do one without the other. I tend to go down these random rabbit holes. So anyway, back to the topic that Netflix is garbage.
Did you guys talk about Hulu yet?
I saved it for you.
Yeah, Hulu blows my mind. Who all pays for Hulu here?
I do.
I bet.
I've paid for all the services for like 3-month stints and then forget for 6 months and then
yeah.
realize I've been paying for this thing that I haven't used and then
Okay.
cancel it.
So
I pay for Hulu just so my wife can watch Handmaid's Tale.
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Similar situation, but Will and Grace. But also, I've been finding there's actual good content on Hulu, but we can talk about that later.
All right.
Hulu's gotten better and better. We just recently started paying for Hulu like a month or two ago because I was boycotting it.
Oh, really?
Because of the ads. It never made any sense to me that you'd
I
pay
agree.
for Hulu and then it would show you. Because I remember the first time I saw an ad while I was watching Hulu content and I was like, oh, cool. I guess I don't have the premium subscription. I went and looked. I was paying the $11 or whatever it was a month. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I paying $11 a month for ad-supported content? That makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Literally no
They-
sense at all.
They have a ad-free version, but it costs,
It's like $4 more.
yeah. So you could pay more and get no ads.
But how much is that?
I think that's like $11.99.
That's, So it's $12 and then it's $8 for the ad-supported.
Yeah.
Is that what we're
Correct.
saying?
Yeah.
Have you guys gotten to the fact that we're basically turning into cable now?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
basically paying for separate HBO,
was always the
Amazon,
plan.
Netflix.
How much is it when you add them all? Like the premium ones when you add them
I'm
all
glad
up?
you asked,
Yeah,
Jason,
yeah.
because
This nerd did the math.
Oh, really?
Well, I was actually more curious, how much am I spending?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, look
So
at that.
I currently pay for Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and YouTube Red. Those are my yearly
I
subscriptions.
don't pay for YouTube Red, but okay, go on.
Well, I did it. I think Bruce convinced me because it comes with
Google Play Music.
Google Play Music, and I was tired.
free.
Spotify doesn't have all the music because Google does this really shady thing where basically if anyone's ever uploaded anything to YouTube, it comes through their music service.
It does.
And so I was like,
wow.
I can actually get the Tony Hawk Pro Skater American Wasteland
Oh,
soundtrack
no
Wait,
way.
on Google Play, but I can't get it on Spotify.
I had the opposite thing where there's stuff on Spotify that I can't find on Google Play.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
The deals are made with different services.
Also, Google's insane, and they have YouTube Music now and Google Music.
weird.
I guess they redid YouTube Music, but
Yeah.
if you can't find it on one, you will find it on the other. They also upload entire audiobooks to YouTube sometimes, so pay for those though. Anyway, so Hulu with the cheapest option, it's $96 a year. Netflix is $144 a year on average. There's other tiers,
Right.
obviously, if you want the UHD, the ability to download on multiple devices, whatever. I just picked the average. Amazon Prime went up to $120
that comes
a year.
with the Prime service for delivery and stuff too,
Which
though, right?
most people have.
Yeah.
I think this is sort
that
of
all you get all that back basically.
you tell yourself that.
Wow.
I like that.
don't.
You're like,
My
if
wife does.
If I buy enough chairs and socks, it pays for itself. It's like, no, or you could have just not spent money.
I have so many statues of Wolverine in my house.
They all came next day, though.
They did.
And YouTube Red comes out to about $144
Yeah.
a year, depending on. It did go up in price recently.
It did.
Bruce and myself are grandfathered into the $10 a month one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true. We
Yeah.
got lucky.
Yeah, I guess
Some-
I think I am too.
And then I just put it on here. There will be a Disney streaming service.
Sure.
Has yet to be named. Probably just going to be called like Disney. Has yet to be determined. Speculation points to it being cheaper than Netflix.
Oh.
That
okay.
is that
That
is what-
seems weird, right? That they would make it cheaper than Netflix. Like, why? What? Are they going to be competing with Netflix?
Yes.
Obviously not.
Yeah. No, they are.
No,
You
they're
think so?
they're actually pulling whatever content they can off of Netflix. It's unclear what licensing agreements they have actually signed with Netflix. So things like current versions of Star Wars or MCU films might be there for a determined amount of time, but anything
Sure.
coming out post 2019 will be exclusively on the Disney streaming service. And I can already tell you, and Jason, you're probably going to sign up for this because you have kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the only way you're going to be able to stream Disney movies moving forward.
Sorry,
So-
man.
No, I'm just saying I have seen so many parents online basically saying, yeah, like I don't have a choice.
I'm
Like, I
already
have to do
ready.
this.
I mean, I'm an MCU guy. I'm a Star Wars guy. I'm like, just take my money. Let's get it going.
It's going to happen.
Has people never heard of DVDs?
I ain't never heard of VHS.
Haven't been to a red box.
What's your problem?
Never heard of Laserdisc.
Your kids know. From my experience, my nephews, they want to watch the same movie 30 times in a row
Netflix,
true.
over
Netflix
a
does
month.
that too.
Yeah, so you can just get them on Blu-ray and be like, look, the new movie is out, and then that's all they know exists.
Lie to your kids.
Yeah.
So anyway, adding everything up is that if you use the most popular streaming services and pay a monthly fee, you're likely paying close to $500 plus a year.
Did you add the Disney one in? Let's say that's $100 a year.
Sure.
So $600
yeah.
a year?
But
So
does that
$600 a
mean
year.
you're going to cancel Netflix?
No.
And
No,
go to stream-
Absolutely
okay.
not.
Okay, I mean, that's still $600. So I did a little bit of math too. The average cable bill in America is still around $103 a month. So that's
Wow, really?
that's 12.
That's a lot.
That's over $1,200 a year. So even with every streaming service, including add-ons like HBO,
Still cheaper.
Is HBO Now, HBO Go? What's it called?
HBO Now.
Now.
Yeah.
Depends on. This is a trick. If anyone wants to know this, I'm not sure if we talked about it on Filmhouse or some other podcast, or someone just told me. On Amazon Prime, they have a deal with HBO. You can add HBO for $5 a month.
Correct.
Yep.
Whereas HBO Go and HBO Now is like $20 a month.
Yeah,
It's
it's
15
it's
or
15.
Say
Yeah.
what?
It's an add-on service. They have it with Showtime and
They do,
Stars.
yeah, they
and
do
all
the
those
same with
different ones.
Showtime and Hulu.
And you get
Yeah.
everything? Because
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
HBO Now. Not
Separately?
now we
Yeah.
don't.
If you have Amazon Prime, just do the add-on for HBO.
We're
so
doing.
They do the same option either for Hulu or Amazon. So it comes down to which interface do you like less?
Right.
Right.
You know, and I hate the Amazon interface, so I went with the Hulu one because their new interface is actually a little bit nicer. Hey everyone, just want to remind you that this episode of Filmhouse is brought to you by Hims. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical grade solutions to treat ED. Well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you combat ED. Severe ED isn't just an issue for rich Hollywood types walking around with all their many streaming services. No. It affects men in their 30s and their 40s. Very, very common. It's erectile without the dysfunction. Hard, made easy. Say hello to your little friend. We've used that one before, but you know what? It's the film crowd, so you guys get it. Hot new movies like Scarface that came out in the 80s. Anyway, please try Hims. We'll get you started for just $5 while supplies last. So go to forhims.com/filmhouseed. That's FORHIMS.com/filmhouseed for hims.com/filmhouseed. Back to the show. Thank you for sponsoring this podcast, Hims.
You still don't get, so like for example, you still don't get sports in cable. So
No.
if you're
correct.
going to get baseball, it's another $150 a month or a year. I think it's a year, right?
Omar and I say Matt
$100.
Peake, I think.
$100 a year.
$100 a year.
You
Okay,
pay
all
for the
right.
MLB pass thing?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So that's like, if
And
you
then
want
the
sports,
NFL pass, which is only 5 months, is like $800.
it is that much money.
It's like $500.
No, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's stupid.
People never heard satellites.
Hey!
What is your problem with physical bullshit?
Never heard of going to a game, you fucking losers.
Well, no, wait. Am I wrong? But you can get one of those like rabbit ear antenna things. I don't know. I
wait a
guess
minute.
modern
They're not-
TVs don't
they're not
have
way
rabbit
rabbit
ears
ears
wrong.
anymore.
You're way
wrong.
wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
It picks up NBC.
It does, but NBC only shows like 1 or 2 games a week.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
if you
don't-
have if you follow a team, like I follow a team, and are you going to blur that out?
Is it
No.
showing on different channels throughout the season?
Well, I just won't. It won't show in.
It only
in
shows
LA.
locally in the
unless
city.
they're playing an LA team.
This is
Right.
this is
Or
a
it's-
issue with YouTube TV. I'm on a family plan with that one, and Jess loves watching the Dodgers play. But if they're playing an away game somewhere,
Yeah, you can't watch it.
they know your area code or whatever. So I guess you can maybe try to change your area code, but they
VPN.
they can still try to find you either
They-
way. But
they
yeah,
know.
so
So
They
she
just
just goes to
know.
MLB.com and sometimes they'll let you stream it for free. So
Adam, for me, my cable bill's only around $65 a month, and I get like the not basic cable, basic cable with the TiVo and all that other shit.
Sure.
So I'm only paying $65 a month, which isn't bad. It's more like $780, still $800, just barely more expensive than all the streaming services.
Sure.
And I get sports and all that other stuff. I don't think that cable though compares to Netflix and Hulu, because Netflix and Hulu you can binge that stuff, whereas cable you have to
Right.
watch week to week.
Yeah.
And also
fast forward through commercials.
and then also you don't get the previous library. So like that's my problem with cable actually, is that like now that it's become more like Netflix, I'll have everything recorded, but I don't have like seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I thought on demand, don't they?
Some do.
Some do. Like
Yeah.
the on demand for cable for like HBO, it'll be like, you know, this current season and then maybe 1 or 2 other seasons, but they won't have them all.
They don't have them all.
on demand.
The last apartment I lived in, they basically forced us to get cable. They had some weird pack. They had a deal with Time Warner at the time. Now it's Spectrum, where they were like, "You get a cable box here." I'm like, "I don't want it. I don't want cable. We use Netflix." Like, "Here you go." And they brought it. I'm like, "Fine, fuck it." So we had it, but they had an on-demand feature. And I remember trying that where I'm like, "Oh, cool. We missed an episode of whatever Venture Brothers," and they're like, "Sorry, cable service is down." I'm like,
Yep.
well, the internet's working, so why is this not working? And it's like, because their technology is garbage,
It is,
and they're still, 10, 15 years behind with those crappy cable boxes?
It's because they never had to upgrade. It's funny because
Yeah.
you see what they never had to upgrade because they're like, well, we're the only game in town. Well, now they're not.
Yeah.
So now they have to fix
What
everything.
happened?
Yeah.
I was watching, a TV episode of the 2000s. They've been doing this series on CNN. They just did a whole episode about the MP3, basically.
Ooh.
And it is always fun rewatching that, of the music industry being like, we have it so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like this forever. And they're like, we created technology, CDs. They're cheaper. They're faster. We're charging more than ever for these bad boys. And people were like, Napster's like, shut up. Music's the best. What do you mean we're out of business?
Yep.
And it's like,
So fast.
it was a blink of an eye. But so many people are like, they're like, yeah, man, it's so sad. It's like, no, they were fucking gouging people.
Yeah, they were.
For the amount of music. And they also, you couldn't just buy the one song you wanted. You had to buy the entire Avril Lavigne album. And I didn't want the whole album. I just wanted Skater Boy, for fuck's sake. But they just wanted to sit there and charge $18.99 at a Blockbuster Music or a Virgin Records. And it's like, eat your ass, you bastards.
Speaking of eating ass, how is porn still like making money?
I have no
Like,
idea.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
'Cause
I'm not sure.
I get it with like Hollywood films and everything because they still have movie theaters. They still pull in millions of dollars with these big tentpole movies. But like you're not seeing like I don't know, whatever a new porn is in movie theaters. Who's paying for this shit?
I think they're.
Jason.
Oh, John knows. John knows.
This was a trap, by the way.
I don't know. I do know that like
Yes, you do.
with the internet age, individuals like personalities have risen from like there's like live stream
Cam girls.
Cam girls,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
not
they
Twitch.
have individual followings where people are specifically, I want to see this specific person, and they'll have like store pages where they record their own little videos and stuff. But in terms of like the big business porn, making like classic what we think of porn movies, I have no idea how they are making money still. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I know all the websites are free, but I think they always have ads.
Well, they have like an ad-supported tier.
Well,
I'm sorry, a paid-supported tier.
They always have things where like, do you want to see because we're always on Rule 34.
Yeah.
And they always have ads for like, see the latest fuck video, and you're like, I guess they try to keep it behind a paywall for as long as they can before it gets
It's like
ripped and
it's like
uploaded.
Rooster Teeth. It's like roosterteeth.com. That's what we do.
Wow, I always try to compare our job to Christianity, but I would think we're more like a porno site. Wow, how does it make you feel, Jason?
Dirty and also saved at the same time.
And you said your bucket list, you always wanted to be in a porno.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Here
Welcome
we
to the
are.
club.
Welcome
Mark
to
that
set.
off the list.
Welcome to set, fat boy.
Well, Bruce brought up a point with Hulu. I didn't know you're paying for it now. That's eye-opening.
I don't want
to. I kind of fell into that thing where I'm like, yeah, we'll get Hulu for like one or two shows or something like that. But I'm finding there's better stuff on there. John brought up Castle Rock, which has been a great show.
New Stephen King.
You're the one who told me about that.
You said it. I thought.
Oh, it got renewed for a second season.
Oh, that's yeah. But I think I don't know. Either way, I'm watching it. It's
That's
good.
the new show everyone is telling me to watch.
Yeah,
Really?
it's supposed to be great.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
gotta watch it.
it's a little rough because it's like, yeah, there's ads, but I mean, if you sit through current day television, James and I were on a trip. We were doing that glamping thing, and they had TVs. We're watching Con Air. TBS motherfuckers speed up their content so they can make more room for ads.
Wait, what?
But
Yeah.
hold on, Adam. Let's be perfectly clear about cable. Most people have DVRs or TiVos, which I do.
Sure.
So I never watch a commercial on cable.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, I'm just saying, but either way, the actual content has now been modified. People have pointed this out on sitcoms like Friends or anything like that. They speed it up 1.5 times.
You're kidding.
No, it was so weird. we're like
scenes?
We were watching Con Air.
They
talk fast.
And we're
Really?
like, because John Cusack already talks fast in Con Air.
Right.
He was talking even faster. And we're looking at each other like, is this what's happening? And I heard
Did
they
the
were doing-
mushrooms just kick in, or is this ad-supported
it's
modification?
Well, I think it's a thing where I know it's a thing. They're losing money because people are leaving. cable. People are leaving TV. We are raising a generation of kids right now. My future children, Jason's future children, Bruce's future children, John. You ruined my joke. No, we will be raising children who do not know what it is to sit through like to watch through like a weekly syndicated show. Mm-hmm. They will only know binge content. They will only know on demand. So like TV like the CDs in the music industry is going to change dramatically in the next 20 years.
Dude, my kid is at a point now where he really loves YouTube, and we're trying to keep him off it because he's a monster with YouTube. He'll just say random shit, and then I punch it into like, I'm like, I don't know, see if that exists. I don't know. He'll be like, dinosaur, monster truck, school bus, pink. And I'll be like, all right. And they have like 6 videos that like are perfect. And he's like, yeah, this is what I want to watch. So I think he thinks he's creating this shit.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
That is actually kind of what the internet has been. If you thought of something, you could type it in and someone already made a video about it.
Yeah.
Well, I searched butt vagina surgery and no results came up for that.
No results?
No.
You had safe search on.
Butt vagina.
Yeah, you had safe search on.
But either way, there's shows on Amazon that are pretty damn good. Patriot is pretty fantastic. My wife watched the entire Fabulous, was it Mrs. Maisel?
Oh, yeah, dude. That show's the best.
She loved it.
Holy shit.
It's from the Gilmore Girls creators.
Yeah.
But I was saying, it's like, I'm realizing Netflix is no longer the be-all, end-all. I think it just has the most crap. And it is the most bloated monster out there. And it's going to be losing a lot of that premium content that I think we hold so dear. They still have their original programming, so I wrote a quick list. Fuck, man. Dark, Stranger Things, 13 Reasons Why, Kimmy Schmidt, Ozark, Sense8, Narcos, House of Cards, Castlevania Animated Show, Mute, Orange is the New Black, Boss Baby. That's not original. Fuller House, Voltron, BoJack Horseman, Lost in Space, Adam Sandler. They got Black Mirror now, Marvel original shows, which those also might go away. The film Bright, Glow, Altered Carbon, Arrested Development, and the Joe McHale Show, which has also been canceled.
Yeah, that's true.
So
why isn't the ranch on there? You guys don't like?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what the hell, Adam?
We'll just type that in there. The ranch.
Okay.
That ranch. Yes.
There we go.
So, Jason, you worked on the ranch?
I did, yeah.
What was it like working on it? When you guys were making that show, did you know it was for Netflix at that time? Okay.
Yeah.
Netflix had basically ordered it, right?
Yes, it was as normal as can be. The showrunners pitched it to a bunch of places, including network television, and they really wanted Netflix. Netflix came in. They loved the idea of bringing Ashton Kutcher onto a TV show because they thought he had huge global, and that's pretty much the only place that the company can kind of grow right now is globally.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being like a huge American hit. Like it's huge for them in the South, and the industrialized South and the Midwest. And it's apparently it's one of their biggest shows.
Netflix?
Yeah,
Really?
I know nothing about it. All I know
it's
is
a sitcom. It's a multicam sitcom.
Wow, yes it is. Huh? I knew nothing about the show.
Yeah,
there it is, and apparently it's huge.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. So
people love it.
This is actually one of the reasons why I love Netflix and I hate it at the same time. I mentioned earlier Adam Sandler. The consensus typically around the internet is like, oh, Adam Sandler, too much. Their algorithm has revealed our true selves and that we all love Adam Sandler.
Everybody loves Adam Sandler.
Because they keep making movies because they can see the data and they say, yeah, Adam Sandler movies do really well here.
Well, it's like COD. Everybody shits on COD and everybody buys it every year.
COD's great.
It's the same deal.
Is Shabba Shabba. Woo. Everybody loves it.
I think the Sandler thing is that his movies are not of a quality that for the theater or something like that. That like
maybe
that when they were bombing in theaters, he wasn't making as many deals, but he found his home on Netflix where the stoners sitting at home, will want to watch this. They're not going to go out to the theater because they can't drive because they're sober or they abide by the laws. But they will sit at home and binge stupid comedies.
No.
One thing I wanted to talk or just touch on that Adam, you had mentioned that our kids won't know of this. Another thing with the serial release, because I've been watching the Gravity Falls audio commentary, and that was near the tail end when television was still coming out week by week.
Right.
And he talks a lot about how they would plant stuff throughout the whole season, and that it was stuff they had to kind of retcon before episodes shipped. But now that every show has continuity throughout the whole season, because since the whole season releases together, they can go back, even if they weren't done writing it and hadn't figured everything out. Once they figure out like the end goal, they can then go back and plant stuff throughout the season to make it seem like one big cohesive thing. Whereas when they were initially doing it, it maybe wasn't.
Right.
So when it's presented, it's much more cohesive than old serial television.
So hopefully
used to be.
better storytelling is what you're saying on Netflix
But-
because of the Netflix model.
Yeah, but that on a like ground level, that like everything has the ability to be more of a cohesive story.
Right, that makes sense.
Interesting. Well, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of our show. It went by, I know I could talk about this for another half hour, and I'm sorry.
Easily.
We have to go do the other work stuff we always talk about. Jason, thank you for stopping by.
It was fun, guys. Good to see you again.
Where can we see any more of you or stuff that you're working on at the moment?
Let's see. Right now, if you want to come by my house, I'll be playing Madden 19
Whoa.
in my underwear.
You got any beer?
I have plenty of beer,
All
yeah,
right,
and a
perfect.
pool.
All
Come
right,
on by.
sounds good.
Get
Yeah, I don't
805.
have anything to do the rest of the day, so.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
you
let's
do.
go.
We have a lot of work.
No, I've got stuff cooking right now, but nothing premiering soon.
Nothing
so.
you can talk about it. So.
Nothing I can talk about.
All right, totally
Yes.
fine. We look forward to hearing about that and having you come by again soon.
Anytime.
We love you. The audience loves you.
Yay.
So at the very least, follow him at Twitter. We already put that in the description. So he's a fun fellow. I would never say that to his face, but there it is.
That's why I'm sitting behind him right now.
So thank you for listening, watching. If you enjoyed this content, please tell a friend. That's the best way of spreading the word. And thank you, Bruce, John, everyone, Jason.
course.
Thank you guys,
No problem.
as always. And we'll see you lovely people next week. Bye.
Maria,
Yeah, Maria.
what are you doing
Maria
here?
Schreider. Arnold, you didn't pay child support this week. Are you gonna pay? Who's this man you're with?
Well,
John,
actually,
we got to go. We need to leave.
Actually, Arnold, I invited her here specifically for you guys to make amends, because
I don't want to make amends. Who